All right, all right, all right, all right. We got the camera set, looking fresh, looking good, looking That's how you feel like with Tudor when you first get them. When a new release from Tudor comes out, you're like, yo, let me get this because that's the latest and greatest. That's the hottest, man. You want to go get that Tudor. And then a few months later, you're like, I don't feel like it. This was not the right watch. Why did I get it? Not with this 54. Today marks a 4 months later review of my Tudor Black Bay 54. This one is different, man. I don't know. I'm feeling the classic. So on the wrist, I've got also a Datejust 36 if the camera decides to focus. Full stainless steel, 36K size, motif blue dial. This is one of the new dials with the fluted bezel. I'm not going to go in a lot of details about this watch because you guys already know what it is. But what I'm trying to say is that, like, in the realm of classics and, your Nautiluses and Aquanauts and Pateks and what's not, you come around to a point where it's too much money, man, right? You just want to be wise. You want to have two watches. These two watches make all the sense in the world for any single occasion you go to. And I'm telling you, man, this Datejust 36, you peek at it first, you're like, it's a Datejust. You look at it again, you're like, I'm good. I'm really good. Because it's just a nice classic watch. But this is not what we're talking about today. Today, I want to go over my Tudor Black Bay 54. Comes across like a 58. Some might mistake it like a 58. How dare you do that? But it's not a 58. This is a 54. I find myself gravitating toward it every single time I go out. No fuss, put it on. Occasion, put it on. Walking around the neighborhood, just put it on. It's just easy. I don't mind the rivets, really. Or the size. It's classic, it's toolish, it's beautiful. It does the job, it won't break the bank, and it's got the new T-Class system. And this is me 4 months later talking about it. Call it a 4 months later review. Yeah, this is what this video is about. It's amazing how I come up with these titles while I'm recording the video. And I say this, and I literally played with so many different Tudor. Every time Tudor released something new, I was there. I was the first in queue. I was there to give it a try. My definition of try is like, put that card down, buy the watch. I dropped everything. I canceled my meetings and I ran. I don't even know what we're looking at, but yeah.
Why the fuck do you have that Black Bay? That's unfair.
Took the watch and, kept it. Just till like few months later when I realized, we need to part ways. This is not the one. I don't feel like that with this 54. First things first, 4 months later, and I'm absolutely in love with this watch. It had become an essential part of my day, regardless of the occasion. Work, friends, walking around the community, driving around, doing nothing, chilling at home, taking care of the kids. 54 is on the wrist, man, always. I know a lot of people be like, what about Langes and all the other stuff? Yeah, it's awesome, it's cool. The 54 is just realistic, man. I've been thinking lately, what is it about this watch that makes me gravitate towards simpler, easier, affordable, toolish, classic watches? If that makes any sense. Is it the fact that I'm getting older and that's the psychology behind it? I don't know. I don't know if it's a phase. I don't know what it all means. All I know is that I've been feeling this 54. I've been feeling this 36K size Datejust in stainless steel as well. But the 54 gets more wrist time because with this one, it's like you just want it to look as shiny as possible for them shiny occasions when, you need something a little bit shiny, but not too much. But it's a Rolex, but it's fun, but it's robust. So these watches don't work true to size, right? They say it's 36, but in reality, it's a little bit bigger than that. For me right now, this phase feels like past chasing the latest and greatest releases. Unless if it's JLC and a Polaris chronograph with a gray dial. That is different because that's JLC, man. They've upped the prices. That's crazy. But JLC is a different story, man. It's emotional with JLC. There is something about leaning toward easy, simple, and classic design. Maybe even something as utilitarian looking as this Black Bay 54. It's funny how tastes evolve over time. Easy, put it on, slap, go, That's the part that I like about the 54. Let me rewind that part again. I mean, its charm and how simple and how toolish and how reminiscent of the original Tudor Prince Submariner from back in the days. That, to me, makes it very interesting. And I'm just waking up to that right now. Had I had this 54 right now, back in my AP heydays, I would have been like, no, it's a Tudor. I can't do that. It's not for me. How dare I wear a Tudor? It doesn't have to be expensive. It doesn't have to be crazy. It doesn't have to be a Richard Mille. You don't know. This is short term, man. This whole flex thing, if you're not buying a watch because you like it, it's just not going to last long. And a lot of the time, you'll be spending a lot of money stretching it out of your means. Yeah, I might regret it, man. I'm just saying, this Tudor is awesome. It's machine, but it blends both worlds perfectly and effortlessly, right? Modern world and this robustness that comes with it. And then the vintage look. Machine did that, man. AI did that. And I love it. Let's talk about the design a little bit. The Black Bay 54 is a master class. I truly say that, and I'm understating its elegance. Its clean and minimalistic dial and iconic hands pay homage to the Tudor rich heritage. It's a watch that takes confidence to its peak without really being flashy at all. Someone the other day stopped by and he's like, yo, Watch Society. I'm like, oh shit, your boy's getting recognized here. But he was like, nice Submariner. I was like, I wanted to tell him that's not a Submariner, man. It's the Tudor 54. It's the Black Bay 54. Son. Functionality wise, it's a workhorse. The watch runs a reliable automatic movement, right? And you know the specs. I'm not going to go through them because you can read them, but it's reliable is what I'm trying to say. It keeps immaculate time. It's water resistant, so you don't have to worry about everyday wear and tear. It's dome sapphire crystal, this thing that just protrudes a little bit. As you see, is domed a little bit, but I'm okay with it. I think it adds a nice touch to his vintage appeal, really. Like that's what the sapphire does. And I dig it. Personally, I found that the Black Bay 54 has become more than a timekeeping tool. Don't be a tool. Wear one. 54. That should be the slogan, you know? It's definitely a conversation starter, whether I'm in a business meeting or out with friends. This watch always gets noticed and it always gets admired. That's true story. So 4 months later into my Black Bay 54 journey, I am confidently saying this watch had definitely found its permanent place in my collection. This 54 is a very, very nice watch. You get it, you enjoy it, it stays in. It gets more wrist time than my sub, right? Again, if the camera decides to focus. This is a bluesy. The 54 gets more wrist time than this guy. This guy is just keeping. Look at. 54 is nice, man. 54 is nice. So in short, in the simplest way I can put it, in the ultimate, not break the bank, to watch classic collection for the adult collector, the experienced collector. Like you've dabbled around with a lot of watches. You've gone through the hype. You followed the hype. You followed your heart. And then you landed into the, now I wouldn't say end game, but like you get it now, right? The 36mm Datejust with the motif dial in full stainless steel with the fluted bezel is awesome. It's a beautiful watch. It's a very, very classic watch. A suit, occasion, getting married, getting divorced, whatever it is. Like this is like just that watch, right? Next to the 54, man. The 54 is the one Tudor that had finally found its permanent location in my watch collection. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me understand in the comment section down below whether I'm making sense here about this phase of maturing and getting older, and then your watch collection gets older with you, and then you start to move and change things around, and then you end up with two watches that are just easy, not as hyped, beautiful, and everyday. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.